over 150 countries and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Sing. And we sing too. Hey, all you Dance Moms fans, thank you for joining us for tonight's reclap of Dance Moms. I'm your host, JJ Snyder. Guys, we got a special night. Please thank you ahead of time for rolling with us. Candace's grandmother passed away this week. She made it to 97 years old.
Oh, wow.
So that is reason to celebrate, but Candace is not with us. So I'm jumping in to lead host. Thank you for being on my team. Mira is in a meeting for work. Boy, it's a busy week. But we have, to my left, a very good friend of mine, Briana Phipps, is joining us tonight. Briana, you're a big Dance Moms fan.
I am a big Dance Moms fan. I've watched the show for years, but I've never talked about it too much because I don't know too many people that are fans that I am friends with.
Is it like a little secret that you've kept hidden from people?
I don't think it's so much a secret. It's just not other people I know just weren't. I grew up in the dance world, so I find it interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess my other friends they don't care.
Well, listen, you have found the people who care because there's so many people out there joining us tonight. You guys, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're listening on SoundCloud or iTunes, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. I'm J2 Snyder on Twitter and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. And Briana's going to be working the chat role.
Yes.
Briana, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at bphipps14 on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, we are going to jump right into this. I know a lot of you folks would have been saying, could you guys quit talking so much and just talk about the episode? Which I don't blame you, because that's what it's all about. And tonight, it is about Bryn'S Big Moment. Did you like this episode?
I did like this episode. I liked it a lot more than a lot of the episodes we've been getting lately, actually, because I mean, I think it's partially just because I really like Todrick Hall, and I love when he comes and guests on anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm a huge fan of, like, Beauty and the Beat. That music video he did way, way back when he was first starting, I think.
Yeah.
So I always get really excited when he comes onto things, and it's always fun to me when they have guest dancers come on that can work with the girls, because I think that they get a little outside of what they usually do, which is fun to watch.
Totally. They mix it up a little, and it's good to see them do different choreo. That's cool. I only knew him first from Dance Mom, so I don't have that history that you have.
Yeah, I had a manager when I worked at Starbucks that was friends with him, so he would show us all his videos whenever they would come out.
That's so random and awesome. I think in this episode, didn't he say, when he was like having a hard time at the ALDC, didn't he say, I've worked on like over 300 videos?
He's like, over 300 videos, she needs to let me do it. He's like, this is the hardest it's ever been.
Oh my gosh.
Which speaks volumes.
Yes. And I loved his entrance. We have to get to that, but like his entrance was awesome. Like round off back handspring or like a back tuck. I don't know what he did there.
He did a back tuck.
It was awesome.
And I wish like I could still do stuff like that.
I know. Can't. No, I can do a back handspring maybe still, but that's about it. Okay. Well, we started off with a little bit of drama out in the parking lot as all the moms arrive.
That seems to be the new drama place. Like it used to be, because they always had their little room up above.
Yes.
Now, and they went out and got wine, and now it's like the parking lot. That's where all the beef goes.
That's so LA, because everyone's arriving in their cars. Yeah. And I mean, Kyra'S back with Kalani. I think that's the big thing, is that all the moms are kind of adjusting. She's been out, for what, 8 weeks with her new baby. And so it's good because Kyra'S got her mom back, or Kalani's got her mom back rather. But there's this whole tension because she's just so over it.
Well, and she gave the ultimatum, which she didn't stick to.
Right. About Ashley.
Yeah. That she had to leave in order for her to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Kyra'S walking in already, like, at a boiling point. But then, like, there's this moment of tension gets released because Abby comes out with, like, a mommy basket for her, which was very sweet.
And then there was the little snide by Ashley, is this what she gets for not showing up, like, or something? She gets rewarded. Like,
oh, yeah.
There was a little snide comment thrown in there.
Oh,
Always
yeah.
snide comments.
It started right away, like, in the first 30 seconds of the show. And then
someone called it the drama lot. That's cute.
The drama lot.
I
oh
like
my
that.
gosh, we're going to keep that. Thank you for that, you guys. That's hilarious. The drama lot.
That was Jeanette Doe, just to throw that out there.
That's right, Jeanette. You said it, girl. Yeah, all right. So the basket was cute, though. I was kind of peeping, like, what was in it, and there was, like, a giant giraffe in there.
Yeah, like a little stuffed animal. Was it like a couch, like a little mini couch for them to sit on or something?
Was that what it was? Like
I don't know.
Oh, maybe the
like
giraffe. It was kind of like a giraffe chair.
Yeah,
you know, those little kiddie chairs you can wrap them around. I hope we get to see the baby.
I don't know, because it depends if she brings him to LA.
Right.
Or if she wants to keep him kind of out of this hole.
I know.
Which I wouldn't blame her.
You couldn't blame her.
No.
I know. It's a bit early. Okay, so we go inside the ALDC LA, and Abby is kind of starting on a high note because there was just such an awesome dance last week with the vulture number.
Which no one thought was going to be a good dance. All the moms thought that was a throwaway thing.
Isn't that funny? I think the moms have been pretty down. They're still kind of in this mode of like, Abby's not doing her job. We hear a lot of that. And Abby's not paying attention to the girls. And yet, like, they have been winning the last several weeks.
Yes.
So.
And while Abby, she has during this season been absent a lot and stuff, I do disagree sometimes, like, with her approach to teaching sometimes. But this, I don't think, like with the mini moms are complaining, I don't think pitting people against other ones to try to kind of fuel the fire to make you perform better is always a bad thing. I mean, it always depends on the approach you take with it, but
I hear you. Yeah, sometimes it's like healthy competition, and then other times, like I think we'll see today, it's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The approach you take with it is always, and Abby a lot tends to, like how she brought them in last minute. It's not the right approach.
She plays with their minds.
Yeah, definitely do.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. Yeah, on one hand, part of why they win, right? I mean, you're talking about her general approach to coaching. It's like a lot of why they win is because she is so competitive and she pushes them so hard. But then it's just so over the line.
Yeah.
And we just saw her be over the line with the moms today, or last episode. Today for me, because I watched the episode like 3 times. Okay, so let's get to the pyramid, shall we? We did a reverse pyramid today. Let's get to the pyramid.
Reverse pyramid?
Yeah, she started at the top rather than the bottom.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right.
So I was thinking it was like a reverse pyramid. Maddie at the top. Oh, wow, no way. Maddie had an awesome week last week, and she said she's on top for winning her solo. And then she has a co-conspirator on top, and that is her sister. That was awesome.
It was awesome, but I was sad that we didn't get to see Mackenzie's performance at all. Mm-hmm. Which I know, because it doesn't focus around the other teams in the studio, but it would have been nice. Because like Mackenzie, often you only see her failing in dancing. Not like failing because I think she's amazing, but like not winning.
Yeah, we don't see her win a lot.
I would have loved to see the dance that she won with.
Do you think it's available online?
Maybe.
I bet it
Let
is.
us know, guys, if you guys can find any link to this dance, let us know in the chat room, okay?
Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, so the next level of the pyramid, then we have for the girls. And this was all for their awesome performance in Vultures, but they kind of got recognized across the board. Nia was first, Kendall, Kalani, and Brynn. And I thought that was great. I was just bummed because I just hate it when JoJo gets left out.
And it's this season, she's been very non-vocal about all of that. She seems to just be like, I'm just going to sit back and take it, and I'm not going to focus on it. Mm-hmm. Which is a good way to go into that, because if you let it get to you, then that's going to just make you a worse dancer because you're just focusing on your negativity. And
it must be so hard just to bite your lip. Right?
I don't know if I could do it.
Because everybody except, a few of the girls at the very top, and we know who she is, have to just be in this position of just taking baloney. And yeah. So, but her correction was something that she says to JoJo a lot, and that was
The
like,
legs.
I just need to see straighter legs. So
She needs her to be more stretched.
Yeah.
And have higher.
yeah. And so JoJo knows that. And so she's like, yeah, okay, I'll work on that.
But it's still kind of mean to be like, you're the only one on the bottom.
I know. I hear you. Yep. It kind of hurts my heart a little bit every time a girl gets left out in that way. 'Cause you want it to just be like a team vibe and like for them to be supportive of one another, but
To be working together to create the win, not pitted against each other.
right. That's not the way Abby Lee rolls, I would say. Oh my gosh, we had some funny insults though flying around in the show, which we're gonna get to. Okay, so this week we're at Expression Dance Competition. Very exciting. And so we kind of get an idea for what dances we're gonna see. And Abby sets up this whole idea of 2 trios pitted against each other. That's what's gonna happen this week.
Which there are 7 girls.
Yeah, count that. So 2 trios, that's 6 minus 1. And it's one thing I think too to leave one girl out, but then it just really, to me, where you cross the line is you made the girls choose. I mean, it was just so like, I felt like I was back at St. Paul's where I went to grade school, and we used to pick a team captain and then pick people to be on the kickball team, and you'd pick one by one and you'd see the line getting, you know, smaller and smaller. And I just tell you, to be that last person or 2 people, it just like, it's awful.
Yeah.
So.
And what made this more awful is that, not to jump ahead a little bit, but I felt like Maddie couldn't win because the last 2 people were both team members of hers for a very long time. They're from the original cast, and the newer girls got picked first from Bryn. So I felt like, Maddie could have gone either way with who she picked. She could have picked Nia or Kendall, and one of the other would have been mad. But Jill would have, I think, been more vocal than Holly was.
Right.
If Kendall didn't get picked. And I wonder if that was part of the decision. I know, but also Kendall is also Maddie's best friend.
I know. I couldn't help but kind of think of it. I know. I kind of thought of it as a friend thing, too. I couldn't help but think of what was making Bryn pick.
Oh, no, wait. JoJo
Kalani
got
first.
picked last. That's what it was.
JoJo got picked last. Yeah.
Because
it
of spinning. So that actually makes it worse.
Yeah, and they even, they made a really good point of, they even put Maddie's dialogue in, well, she said something like, well, because the 3 of us can turn. Can spin.
Which she could have done an opt-out and been like, I'm going to pick Nia because JoJo was on the bottom today.
Yeah.
At Pyramid, but she didn't.
It's just
it's an awkward situation no matter what happens.
It's so awkward. And to make, I don't know, I feel like since we know that Maddie is kind of on her way out too, that they're almost sticking Maddie with these choices of, it's sort of like, come on, Maddie, do it, Don't you almost wish Maddie would say, I'm not choosing?
Yeah, I mean, I wish one of these weeks, it'll just be a band together moment and, everyone's just going to be like, you know what? No more.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think it will happen.
We're not going to take it anymore. But, okay, so what broke my heart then was Nia. I mean, Nia was obviously embarrassed, and it wasn't an easy decision. But then it also broke my heart because Jill had this expression on her. They cut to Jill, and the expression on her face is like I'm sorry, not Jill, Holly. I start to mix names up sometimes when I'm talking about all these ladies. They cut to Holly right after Nia didn't get picked, and Holly's face was just so devastated.
It was devastated, but also not surprised, which is more heart-wrenching.
Oh.
In my opinion. That she just looked like, yeah, this is kind of what I thought would happen.
Well, yeah, and then she said exactly that. She said, Nia gets left out consistently. And I was like, oh, this is bad. Okay, so anyhow, we're working through the emotion of it, but we end up with 2 trios, and Bryn is the captain.
Sorry, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, go interject.
Sarah, sorry, I'm saying your name right. Arventi says that she should have given Nia a solo just to make everything even.
Gosh, that's exactly what I thought, Sarah. Thank you so much. Obviously, so if you're gonna put 2 teams of trios, then the girl who's left over gets a solo.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like a reward to balance out. That's what a nurturing coach would have done.
Yeah.
Right?
You would have still tried to boost up your other team member and not make her feel so, like, left out.
Exactly. So actually being left out almost would have become like a privilege, like a win out of a hurtful situation. I totally agree. And did you catch it? Nia actually said that later in the episode.
I didn't catch that when she
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Okay.
She actually said, like, Abby could have made a different choice. She could have picked 2 trios and a solo. They slipped that in somewhere. So it's like, because it's obvious.
Yeah.
That would have been the...
You think it would be the obvious choice.
You would think so.
But Abby doesn't always work in obvious ways.
Nope. And the whole thinking behind this 2 trio situation is, again, a focus on Brynn, whether or not she's going to be in the company. Because Abby says if Bryn's trio wins, Brynn is in the company. Mm-hmm. So it's like, this is Bryn's final test. If Maddie's team wins, then Brynn,
Which is sad because Brynn is a beautiful dancer, you know, and I think her mom's the issue, not her.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
So it's sad to see her have to go through all these trials and tribulations because of her mother. But
it's so sad, and it's sad to see Ashley behave so badly, and she's bringing out a lot of people on our message boards, like last week, were just like, oh my God, I'm so over Jill's behavior right now too.
Yeah, I mean, Jill's been a really big bully this year.
Yeah.
And she keeps saying Ashley's been a bully, but she's been just as bad, I think.
And the worst part for me was about 3/4 of the way through the episode when we saw this all take a toll on Brynn, and Brynn was crying. And I know I'm jumping ahead, but like that was the worst part.
Well, because
I was like, this is just not fair.
You know, these children are just trying to do their jobs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's their mothers that are always the ones jumping in doing this. You know, when I did dance, my mom just dropped me off and left. So
Mine
there
too.
was no dance mom thing happening there. It was like, okay, go to dance class and I'll pick you up towards the end. Maybe you should stay for a couple minutes and watch what's happening. But
that was totally me. I don't think my mom ever watched a dance class. I think it was like, oh my God, thank God she's in a class. I can go have like 45 minutes to myself or something.
Isn't that part of the point? Like, you know, good for the children, but also I get my little sane moment.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Okay, so the exciting thing that kind of helped balance this out was having Todrick Hall. And okay, so group number is happening.
Group number.
Yeah, group number is
commercial is happening.
But it's also a webmercial, I think she said. Abby said.
Infomercial, right?
Yeah,
but
later
is it
on
just for
they
internet?
started. I thought when Abby first introduced it, she was like it was a webmercial, but it was 30 seconds, right? Definitely promoting the ALDCLA, and ease on down Santa Monica Boulevard. The studio, of course, is on Santa Monica Boulevard. In West LA, so that's the idea there. And but the cool thing is Todrick's coming in to direct the commercial. And she's like...
And be in it.
And be in it. What did you think about him being Dorothy?
I mean, that's his
hilarious.
style. So
It is.
I wasn't surprised at all when I saw him do that because, you know, when he did Cinderella, he was Cinderfella. So it makes sense to me that he would be Dorothy.
Cinderella?
You never saw Cinderella?
No, I never
you
saw
have to go watch
Cinderella. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it was cute. He had little, like, blue bows on his suspenders. That was funny. Okay, so the moms are very confused though because they're like, wait a second, the commercial is the group number, but when are we gonna learn the group number? And confusion ensued, like basically the whole week.
Because you think the group number would be the first priority and then in between we would learn this commercial.
Yes.
But it wasn't that.
Yes, and they seem to have a very short number of days to do this all with the competition on Saturday.
They always seem like they have such a short number of days.
I know, it's true.
Like their memories must be like amazing.
Can you believe the memory of these girls to be able to do these dances every week?
If I learned that many routines, I think I would just accidentally mix something up. Like, oh wait, that was last week.
I know. I'm blown away. And like we'll hear from Todrick later, like this is all really rough, you guys. And I think this is a good perspective for us fans to keep too. Is like he said, I know what you're experiencing is rough because Abby's cuckoo, but just know that what you're learning here is totally preparing you for the real world.
Yeah, I think they're going to be so much more prepared than most children for the real world, because a lot of children go into the real world thinking, okay, like this, I'm being treated unfairly and this is wrong. And then unfortunately, especially with big corporations, if you get a job in those, they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to be like, okay, we know how to take it.
Totally.
We've been through the worst.
Yeah, and they know how to their work ethic is amazing. Okay, so then we go a little further. We start to see the rehearsals of Brynn'S trio. The World Is Ours. It
was Brynn, Kalani, and who was her third?
It was Brynn, Kalani, and Mackenzie. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, cute that she picked Mackenzie. And also kind of fitting that they had acro in it because, yeah, those girls are good at acro. So we know it's going to be contemporary, but some acro in it too. And then Maddie's trio is the Golden Girls, and I kind of got excited for this right away.
I did, and then I was underwhelmed by the outfits. I wanted them to be more like the Golden Girls outfits, like more themed.
Oh, really? Oh, we're going to talk about that because I loved them. But Maddie, Kendall, and JoJo. And we know it's kind of 30s, 40s. Yes. That's why I got excited.
No, I got excited for that in the 30s, jazz 40s.
Yeah.
Portion. I was just the costuming. I wanted to be more, it just didn't seem Golden Girls-y to me.
Were you like Golden Girls, the TV show? Or what were you thinking?
That's what I was. Oh, was it not Golden Girls, the TV show? I thought that's what they were basing it off of.
Oh, I kind of took it like Golden Girls, like
Golden Age?
Yeah, kind of like, when the music started, you know what I got?
Maybe
like,
that makes more sense because I was just thinking in my head.
Top girls of Hollywood. Like, there was kind of a Hollywood. But I get what you mean.
No, that makes sense. But I was just, I watched it last night, so it's a little fading to me. But yeah, I was just thinking Golden Girls, the TV show.
Oh, the actual sitcom.
That would be really fun.
Hilarious. Then they all could have had like old gray curly wigs.
That's what I was thinking.
And like a cane. Oh my God, that's so funny.
I feel stupid now that I was wrong.
No, don't feel stupid because, that's a logical reference. I think that's cute. Did anyone else think that? What did you guys think of when you heard that the trio was called Golden Girls? I like it. It's cute. Okay. Oh, I love this. Right after they started rehearsals, Jill slipped in this little soundbite that was so funny. It was like, she's like, Abby is a one-woman show. And I was like, that might be my alternate title for this whole episode. Because, Candace has started this thing where we have a different title for the episode. Really? Like, it's kind of like this episode's called Bryn'S Big Moment, but then what else happened, that you thought was so funny? So if you think of your alternate title at any point during our discussion, let me know.
I'll have to think about it.
It can be silly. It can be like anything. And we love to hear your guys' idea for alternate titles, too.
All these people are saying they thought the TV show, too.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
Hey, I'm not alone.
Yay! Such gratification. See, aren't the message boards awesome?
Yes.
Yes, they are. We love talking to you guys. Thank you for being present. It's awesome. And thank you for giving us some heads up this week about certain things that have been happening with the world of the Dance Mom girls, because there's some exciting stuff to talk about at the end. Okay, so Nia comes in. The girls are rehearsing their trios, and they're about ready to rehearse the group number. And Nia comes in the studio with her mom, and all the moms, you can tell, are kind of like, oh, hey, Nia. I think Jill was like, they haven't started rehearsing the group yet, honey. You haven't missed anything. And Nia obviously had kind of like the night to process it. But I was just really paying attention to Nia because I was just really concerned about how this felt, because it just seemed like a real stinker. And she kind of responded with like, like, I'm fine. I'm like used to it at this point.
Which is really sad.
Which is sad. Which is really sad. Yeah, that's true. But then we see, I thought Todrick kind of helped the whole situation, because when they started rehearsing for the commercial slash web commercial slash infomercial, it seemed like Nia kind of got some extra attention.
Yeah, which I think was his purpose in it. I think he wanted to.
You do?
Yeah, because I think he's that kind of person. He would be like, notice that was happening and be like, you know what, let me talk to her. Because he's like, I know Abby can be, like this, but you need to let her hear your voice. Like, he's just bumping her up because he's, I think, just a really kind person.
I agree.
And he's been, he has been through things too, I believe.
Totally.
So he knows, he's been in that world.
It seems like often when we have people come in, like as guest choreographers on the show, that they come in and they see so clearly, like, what the moms and the girls have gotten used to, which is like Abby's behavior is really erratic. And I feel like when we have people come in, they just look around and they go, this is crazy. And it kind of helps the girls and the moms realize, like, okay,
it's not just us.
This is crazy. Yeah, this is not just us. I feel like he did that. And then I remember he says to her, he's like, this is crazy. Is it always like this? And Nia's like, yeah, it's always like this. I forgot her exact response, but she was like, oh yeah, this is the way it rolls around the ALDCLA. Oh, this was where I believe this was where Nia's little soundbite was. It said there's so many other options like 2 trios and a solo. Yeah. Did anyone hear that? Because I was like, yeah, that's right. Hello.
Yeah, I'm kind of remembering it now that you're saying it. I think she was talking to her mom though when she said it. But
her mom was very comforting. And then Todrick had a great he had a great soundbite right after that too. He's like, Abby can sometimes be a hater. And I was like, yep. That's pretty true.
Well,
he said that to me.
Abby definitely has her favorites, and it's very obvious which people are not her favorites. And it's become obvious at this point that Nia is not her favorite. And I don't know if it's because of her age. Like, she's gotten older, and she's like, I'm not going to put time into her anymore because she's already this age. I don't know if that's it or if it's something else. Like, but she just seems to not really put her time or effort into her. And even Kalani now, I feel like, doesn't get as much attention as she used to.
I feel like I agree. And I feel like it's interesting, though, because I feel like Abby kind of mistreats them just to the point where it's like taking it almost too far. And then she pulls them back in with praise or gives them a solo or something, right?
Exactly.
It's almost like this really like weird abusive pattern. Okay. Now we go into an area of a lot of fighting because it got nasty. Basically all the moms pitted against Ashley on the stairs, and Holly was in it, Jill was in it, Jess was in it, and Kyra. I mean, just Kyra's like eyes were watering. She's just like,
well, they turned on Kyra, which you know, everyone like in the beginning they're like, I'm so happy that Kyra's back because she's gonna stick it to Ashley. But then they all kind of were like, you haven't been here for your daughter, and you almost put Melissa in the hospital, and how could you do that, and da-da-da-da.
That was so interesting. So they went into a bunch of history about like, you don't know how hard it was for Melissa to take care of Kalani while you were gone. And Kyra's like, what are you talking about? She never mentioned anything to me. And yeah, there's like a lot of animosity with them, right? About her being gone.
Which I see both sides, because I mean, I do think, you know, that Kalani needs her mom there, and it shouldn't be up to someone else to, you know, be taking care of her for that extensive amount of time. But if Melissa's having such a hard time, she also needs to speak up to
Kyra. That's true.
Because it's not fair to like be like not saying anything and then all of a sudden be like, oh, well, this is what you caused.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it wasn't fair for Melissa to take on all the pressure and not
So I see both.
Have help. So yeah. I see both too. Oof. But either way, I felt like, I mean, I just feel like Kyra is just like seconds away from just walking off the show forever. She's just so over this whole.
Yeah. Which we've seen happen before with other moms.
Yes, we have. And then Jess, you're super arrogant. Jess said to her. And then did you hear Jess say this? Because I bust out laughing. Jess stands up and is like, I need a drink.
I feel like if I was in that world, I would always need a drink. I would just have a thermos with like a martini in it constantly.
That might help out.
Just be drunk all the time. Not advocating that.
Drunk dance moms living on the dance floor. And then when Jess walked out, Kyra just like exploded and throws a water bottle. And it was gnarly. Mama drama, y'all. Mama drama.
They need to all go to a class and learn how to communicate with each other and learn how to find the calm.
Yoga.
Yes. They should all do a yoga class together.
They should change it from dance moms to yoga moms, and they should all go to yoga and learn how to like exhale. Yeah, for sure. What did you think of this commercial though? This Wizard of Oz, like we had a really cool montage of all the girls playing the different characters, and although it was kind of random the way they had the girls just kind of in the dance rooms, the costumes looked neat and the little moments were interesting.
Yeah.
I thought.
I mean, I thought especially for the amount of time that they put it together, like I'm always surprised at how extensive makeup and costuming they can get on that short of notice. But I thought it was a cute little infomercial. I thought it was a cute take. I'm glad they didn't go into the street.
Yeah, the street stuff. Abby out in the traffic. That was awesome. I think it was Nia's voice at the beginning of the commercial.
It was Nia, and then it was JoJo, and then it was Brynn, and then Kalani. I don't think Maddie and Mackenzie didn't really get
Maddie had a little golden moment on the desk kind of thing.
Yeah, they got like featured with dancing with acrobatics, but they didn't really get a singing solo.
Did they really end up using JoJo's voice? I thought maybe
it sounded like her voice because I heard it had the lisp.
Yeah,
in it.
It's interesting because there was some sort of conversation about not using JoJo's voice. I don't. Is anyone clear on that? Was that really JoJo's voice? It did seem to. It sounded like her.
It might
I thought
be her
maybe
voice.
they
Maybe
found
they
someone
tweaked
that
it in.
Maybe they tweaked it auto tune or something.
In the studio.
It was interesting.
I'm not sure.
And let's see. Little Mackenzie was cute, and I love Kalani as the witch.
Her outfit was really gorgeous.
God, wasn't that a neat look? Like the casting was really perfect.
Yeah.
For.
Unless I don't know
about
Jill as the evil witch because I'm not Jill, Kendall.
Oh,
Jill would make sense.
Yeah. Oops, that was a slip.
Sorry.
Why didn't you cast Jill as the evil witch? It would have been fun to have that whole casting done with the moms, though.
See who was who.
Oh, that's hilarious.
They're saying that it was JoJo's voice.
Oh, it was? Okay, cool.
And yeah, I mean, I would have maybe been with you on it, except for that they did have the lisp in the song that she was singing.
In that case, she did a really good job because I thought it sounded really cute.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all did a good job with their singing. Like,
they knocked it out, as they always do. Did you think Abby was going to try to get them to come out in the street? Because I thought that was kind of what she was trying to do.
Yeah, she was trying to, and that's why all the moms were like, JoJo, no, don't go on the street, no.
Yeah.
And like, because she thought it would be cute because it's the road, like the yellow brick road.
Yeah, she wanted them to do the
and they just did it on the sidewalk instead because you can't just decide to stop traffic for 5 minutes while you do that. Oh, come on, it's a red light, everybody.
Oh my God. I happen to live like 7 minutes from there. And that is a seriously traffic area of LA too. So there was no exaggeration going on there with those cars and the horns honking.
Well, we've all been in LA traffic down here, so we know.
Boo.
If someone walked out in front of my car, I'd be pretty pissed.
I know, you just yell, get out of my way.
I'd be like, I have to be somewhere in 5 minutes, and if you don't get out of my way.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's serious business driving. Okay, so the commercials being shot, and that's all fine and great, but then we're left with like a 24-hour period before the competition, and they have to learn this group dance.
And we have a 30-second dance commercial for a 1.5 to 2 minute group dance.
And Abby kind of seems to disappear a little bit. Todrick kind of rallies, it seems like, for sure, and helps them a bit.
That's the theme of Abby. Abby disappears.
Right.
That should be... If Dance Moms had like a little segment side, you know how some shows do that?
Yes.
It would be Dance Moms. Abby disappeared.
Is that your alternate title for tonight?
That's the season title.
That's the whole season title. Season 6, Abby disappears.
Well, it's because like Gotham does Rise of the Villains and then their title, so that's it. Season 6, Abby's gone, and then the title.
We're coming up with some really good stuff tonight. I like that. That's awesome. Don't you guys like that? See, it's nice to have like a fresh perspective, Briana. It really is, honestly. All right, because of this crazy world you're living in, you're going to be ready for anything in the real world. That's what Todrick reminded them in the dressing room. I mentioned that before, but I thought that was just like perfect. That was perfect. So what did you think? We started off, which oftentimes it's like the trios or the solos first, but we start up with the group number at the competition. That was different.
That was different, and it was like, I didn't know that they were going to be dancing to their actual song that they sang.
Me either.
So that was interesting, and then Maddie comes in and is Dorothy, because so we just don't have a wizard.
Right.
Which I guess you don't need one unless you're doing the end of the movie.
Right, yeah. I would have liked to have seen, I really liked it, actually. I wasn't sure. The song was strange.
It's not a winning dance number, but it was very cute.
It was interesting. It was very full of story. I needed to I wish I was there and I could watch it on stage because the way the cameras go, it kind of like, you couldn't get the whole picture all the time, but man, they pulled it together. Everyone was pretty on point. Did you feel like anyone?
I mean, I can't think of anything. I don't think anyone really stood out to me, except for maybe Mackenzie, because she does all the acrobatics. But but I thought it was a cute dance. They had not a lot of time to learn it. They made up part of it, I think.
It was cute, great characters. I mean, it never hurts to have good characters. And it was kind of amazing. Oh my gosh, there was lyrics to the song I thought were so hilarious. Techniques on tweak, cause I'm ballet trained. I was like, techniques on tweak, cause I'm ballet trained. I just thought that was hilarious. It was so cute.
I was dying at the fleek part. I'm like, oh my God, they just literally said on fleek.
Yes, wasn't that funny? Oh, it was hilarious.
It reminds me also of, sometimes I forget how young the girls are.
Yeah.
Because they present themselves in such a mature way sometimes that I'm like, oh wait, yeah, they are like 11, 12, 13.
Right. So it's like appropriate they'd be saying that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Todrick came up with the lyrics.
I don't know.
I don't either. It was cute though. I agree though. It wasn't like what we traditionally see as a winning number, but okay, trios. Whoa, here comes the competition. Okay, so Bryn, Mackenzie, Kalani. What'd you think?
I thought that they were good. I thought that I didn't see any really flaws in their dance that were major. I liked it. It was
interesting to see The World Is Ours. It was interesting to see those three together because it's just not a combination I've ever kind of seen.
Well, and I think having the differences, like, Kalani is a little older, more mature, and then Bryn and
they were able to lift
and Mackenzie being younger. Yeah, I think that was a smart decision because you have more range. You have the acrobats. You have the more mature dancing. You have Bryn has her gorgeous like feet and lines. So I think it was a good put together because you have all these different things coming together to create the dance.
That's true. You know what? As you're saying it, I guess I kind of watched one person at a time, and I think it's because they kind of had different things to offer. Kalani had like a few really elegant moments, and I love the ending too, and just to see them so in sync. There were certain portions that were more in sync than others, and the blue costumes, and yeah, it was neat. It was neat. I don't know that it was like a super powerful example of like a trio. Do you know what I mean? Like the three of them together. They're three kind of different.
Yeah, but I think that also gives something to a trio that you don't always see because you try to like have it synchronized, and sometimes when it's synchronized, it sounds bad, but I kind of get a little bored because I'm like, okay, like there's nothing.
There's no individuality.
Yeah.
Kind of. Can I say that word? Individuality. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely good. Okay. So then we go to the Golden Girls, and we have Kendall, Maddie, and JoJo. I love this number. I loved it.
I always love jazz numbers.
Oh, do you?
I do. I love jazz and I love tap. Well, I was a tap girl, so I love when they do tap,
neat.
even though it's said that it's not a winning dance.
Yes.
But I love tap. I think tap is extremely diverse and takes a lot of muscle, especially leg muscle.
We haven't seen a tap number in a while, but I have loved some of the tap numbers they've done on this show. Like love. I'm with you there. I felt like right out of the gate, it started with some sass. Like there was an opening shot and I was like, uh-oh, this is going to win because they had like the attitude in the number. You know what I mean? I felt like, ooh, they were given the winning number.
Yeah, well, the one thing that Maddie kind of always brings to the table that the other girls haven't quite mastered yet that she has is she knows how to sell it in her face. She always does. She always uses her face. She's not afraid to, which some of the other girls, and it's embarrassing sometimes to be so animated because you get self-conscious. I mean, I talked to you before about the dancing out here and I'm being self-conscious about it. But she's been able to learn that once you learn that it's not, people are going to like your dance better and it's not so scary to do it, then it's easy. But she has that, and the other girls haven't, not all of them have quite mastered it yet. So whenever I watch her, it's a little more captivating for me because of her face and because of her expressions and she goes for it.
I loved these costumes. I know they were simple, but something about, I I don't know. It just kind of had that
Well, now that I know it's not the Golden Girls, the TV show,
Oh,
I like
yeah,
them.
that's right. Oh my gosh.
They just didn't make sense to me in the
Oh
Golden
my
Girls
gosh,
TV
oh my gosh,
show
it's so
sense.
funny. You're like, I don't understand. They're not wearing like polyester pants.
They're not in 80s like shoulder pads.
Oh my gosh, the shoulder pads. Yeah, and like the pastel Florida colors on the Golden Girls. That's so cute. Well, you're not alone. Is it help to know that you weren't alone? Other people thought the same thing. I think they were navy blue, the costumes. I just thought they looked so classic. I just like classic looks on ladies.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is too. Yeah. They did a great job. And then 3/4 of the way, which we almost never see, I guess Maddie came out of a turn
Too soon.
a little soon. Cut to moms going, oh, crap.
Which is why I was actually really surprised at the end of it that they were fighting over the fact that Bryn'S...
Whether they won or not.
Yeah, because I was like, well,
They-
even if you think the other dance was better, it had an air, which is going to get marks.
It's going to get docked points. Yeah, they knew that. I mean, I don't know if they're just kind of hoping no one saw that or... Right. I think they're just not used to them not getting first.
Well, Jill's not for Kendall losing, and if she's with Maddie and loses, that's even worse.
yeah, totally. Oh my gosh. Right. Good point. Oh... I just have note here about Nia too. She said something that broke my heart. So, kind of all during these dressing room situations. So because they took a break between the group number and the trios, and we just kind of saw Nia in the dressing room and still feeling left out and kind of processing being left out. And she had this really sarcastic moment. She's like, well, "Why would I be mad that my teammates for 12 years didn't pick me?" And I was like, "Oh, again."
Because it's one thing to not be picked and have to deal with it, but then to be constantly reminded all week, and like the mom's reminding her, and even your mom, your mom does that sometimes. Like my mom would do it too. Like keep trying to comfort me. Like the constant reminder of it is like, okay, like now I'm starting to get upset because I'm having to relive it over and over again.
I hear what you're saying. If it would have been like that one day and she could have gone home and then tomorrow was a new day. But you're right. It has to be dragged out all week.
Especially for television.
Yeah. That's a really good point. I just can't wait to hear what people have to say about this because I just think people are going to be really upset about the treatment of Nia.
I mean, yeah, in the chat roll, they keep saying that right now they're being so nice at saying she was strong and,
Yeah.
Nia was hurt and it showed, but she showed it gracefully. Like she did. She handled this so well.
Yeah.
And it shows her age, I think, a lot that she's handling it so well. But the girls always handle it better than the moms do, which is...
Oh, it wasn't that the truth. Oh, okay. So speaking of that, it just broke my heart because now we get to the point where Brynn is given her jacket.
Yes.
Okay. Brynn's team won. The group number 1. Yay.
Surprising.
And yes, I know. I think everyone was a little surprised, including the moms.
It's always hard to tell if the group number should win because we don't see
the
any
other numbers. One episode, they should just show like 5 other teams' numbers. We have no like perspective.
Well, now that they're in LA, I wonder if we could ever go to one of their actual competitions.
I think we can. And our fans do, Briana, and you will get message now and read on the message boards about people who actually attend the competition. So if anyone actually attended this competition, please message us. We'd love to hear the inside story for sure. Okay, so yeah, Maddie's team shockingly gets second. And did someone say something funny?
Said Nia needs to teach Jill maturity.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Jill is, whew. And Brynn's team wins. Okay, it was fun to get her jacket, to see her. She's part of the ALDC now.
Which I think she's proven.
I think she's so proven. Does anyone disagree with that? I think she's definitely... It's kind of bittersweet, though. It's kind of like, welcome to this dysfunctional family.
And now we have to deal with Ashley more.
Totally.
Because now, that's always the saddest part is that the girls aren't the ones normally we want to see leave. We just don't want the moms there.
Yeah. And I think it's been made clear. I mean, I think Ashley has been made to be a nightmare mom already. Yeah. I think we might see her mellow out now that Bryn's been
we've
accepted.
seen that with other moms, like, too. With JoJo. JoJo's mom was always on. And now she's kind of mellowed out, except for this past episode. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think they're gonna keep it going,
Uh-huh.
at least until we hit the news that Maddie's leaving. Mm-hmm. And then it'll fade out a little bit, but then it's gonna be like, who's the new Maddie? And it's gonna be the whole thing again.
Right. More drama. Jill and Ashley fight in the dressing room over, even though Brynn has just been welcomed on the team and everything should be nice, they get into one more row, and Ashley's like, okay, I'm like, let's go. I'm out of here. Like, I don't even know if I want to be on this team. Pulls Brynn out, and then I just felt like Brynn is genuinely crying as she's leaving the competition. I just thought that was gross. That was sad. Mm-hmm. That was just not good.
Because let her have her moment.
Let her have her moment. Oh my gosh, right?
I mean, it's just really terrible to treat the kid that way. Like, think of what you want about her mother, but deal with that in private. Don't do it in front of her.
I totally agree. All right, so that wraps up the drama. We saw some great dancing, and we saw a really cool preview for next week where I believe the girls are going to be doing a tribute to David Bowie.
Which I'm so excited to watch.
Are you?
Yeah, because I was raised with David Bowie, and like The Labyrinth came out like 2 years before I was born, so like I grew up with that movie.
Yes.
And I love David Bowie, so I'm excited to see what they would do with it. And I'm excited to see which song they're going to do. If they're going to do an actual David Bowie song.
Ooh,
because I always
that's a
kind
good
of
point.
get sad when they actually don't do a song when they're like tributing someone. It's not a song that they sing. I'm like, no, do one of theirs.
Yes, good point. Okay, we are about to wrap up, but we just want to talk briefly about the biggest news this week, and that was the new Sia video. Oh my gosh, Briana, it's really cool. So it's called Cheap Thrills, and we're going to play a moment of it for you guys. Maddie's new music video with Sia. If you haven't checked it out, here it is.
I just wonder how long she'll be Sia's person, or if it's going to stay this way, or if she'll end up, being replaced at one point. If Sia will choose someone new.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. They really are like collaborators at this point. I mean, and she's doing a movie with Sia as well. So, they have a real friendship. I've heard her like saying in an interview, like, Sia cooks for me, like we're friends. But I just think she shines in this. I think she shines, and it's interesting, these two guys that are in the video. If anyone knows their names, send them our way. Anyway, you guys, that's just like blowing up online. Join the other almost 3 million people who've watched it. And Briana, it's been a pleasure. You guys, shout out for Briana for joining us this week, last minute.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yay! And thank you guys for rolling with me being the main host. Next week, Candace, Mira, and I will be back, but it's been really fun to do something different. And as always, we appreciate you guys messaging us, talking to us, writing the message boards. Keep it nice, guys. Unlike the show, we don't like the drama. We like to keep it positive. If you have any suggestions for the show, though, pass them our way. We love it. Give us a thumbs up. Take care and keep on dancing. Right, Briana?
Yes.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.